Yo, what is up guys, Levi Morgan here, back at you with part 2 of a video series I am working on about how to make your videos more cinematic. The first episode was on lighting and you can catch a link for that up top. And in that video I really just kind of dive into my lighting setup and what each light accomplishes and how you can do the same with your videos. But in this episode, we're not talking about lighting, we're talking about color grading. All color grading is essentially adding a filter to your image. Because you know on Snapchat you can like swipe and then change the way that your image looks. Well, it's just like that. But when it comes to film, color grading can be used in a ton of awesome and creative ways. For an example, let's take a look at the show 13 Reasons Why. All the present day shots to follow the main guy are kind of a dim blue color, whereas all the flashbacks where it has the girl in it are all kind of warmer tones. This wasn't just by accident. Hollywood didn't just accidentally put a filter on these and make them look that way. They did this because different colors give you a different feeling. Kind of bluer, colder tones kind of makes it feel a little more numb, whereas the warmer tones makes it feel more inviting and warm. Color grading was first used back in the year 2000 for the film Oh Brother, Where Art Thou to kind of give it more of a vintagey look. And if you have not seen that movie, guys, that movie is like literally probably my favorite movie ever.
Oh, George, not the livestock.
Okay, that's enough talking, guys. Let's go ahead and hop on over to my computer so I can show you guys exactly how I color grade my footage. Before we get started, guys, I just want to let y'all know that my software of choice is Hitfilm. You do not have to be a Hitfilm user in order to get some information out of this video, because the effects I'm using is the normal curves effect that you can find in Premiere Pro or Final Cut, any video editing software. I just don't want you guys to think that you can't get any information out of this just because it's in a different software than you're used to using, because it's the same curves effect that's in all of them. Let's get into it. Okay guys, now that you got your software loaded up, I got this image here. This is just my friend Lexi and Calvin. I'm just going to be using this first part of this image, so let's go ahead and trim it up. So we'll kind of stop it there, and I'll just drop it down into here. You can kind of see just some footage of her standing there by the water. And it looks okay. It doesn't look bad at all. We'll just come over here, grab our curves, throw it on there, open up our curves. At first this kind of seems pretty intimidating because there's this thing you can move. You don't know what any of it does, but it's really not too bad. This first one, the RGB, this kind of basically represents your shadows down here and your highlights up here. So when it comes to most footage, when you want to make it look cinematic, what you want to do first is take the shadows and drop them down, and take the highlights and drop them up. So it kind of gives it more contrast. So here, what I like to do is just take the shadows, or grabbing it right here, and then drop it down a little bit till the darks are just, I don't want them completely black. I know some people say you want them to be completely black and make the whites completely white, but to me that just kind of looks overkill sometimes. So I like to take it, just drop it down just a little bit. You can kind of see the difference, very tiny bit more. And take the highlights and raise them up. You can already see it looks a lot better. Like, I might want to make it a little bit more dark. I mean, just look, that's before, that's after. It already looks like a movie now. But we're not quite done. One thing I like to do is hop over to the red section and then take the shadows and drop them down just a little bit. Kind of gives them a blue look. You take the highlights and you jack them up, and it kind of gives it a red, so that way it kind of puts the teal looks in the shadows and then kind of a red orangey look in the highlights, which is kind of that traditional Hollywood look nowadays. And then yeah, we'll just kind of play that through so you can kind of see what that looks like. So you got the orangey look here, the teal look over here. It's really nice. Okay, so just compare that to where we were. It's leagues better than what it was. But one thing that I always do on all my footage that to me kind of gives it a really cool vintagey look that I'm really a big fan of is add kind of a fade to it, and I'll show you guys exactly how to do that. So you go back to this first one, the RGB, and then you'll grab this little one at the very bottom here, and you just ever so slightly move it up some. See, you can already see it kind of gives it a different look. See, like where it's here, it kind of adds it up, and it kind of gives it like this vintage look. I just like compare where we were, compare where we are right now. And then this fade really just kind of adds so much difference. It makes it, okay, I mean, it does not look bad like this at all, but I'm a bigger fan of it if it has the fade to it. Not to it, if you go overboard it looks stupid, but you just gotta have like a just right amount of fade in there for it to kind of have like a vintagey look to it. And bam. Anyways, guys, that's an easy way to make any of your footage look extremely cinematic. All you gotta do is have, like I said in the last video, good lighting, and you could really just make any shot look good. Just a reminder, guys, only 5 more days until the Blu-ray giveaway I'm hosting is going to end, and I'll be announcing the winners, so be on the lookout for that. And make sure you hop on in there before it's over. But anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Give this video a like if you liked it, and comment down below so you can tell me what you want to see in the next cinematic tutorial, and I'll be sure to get it done for you guys. My name's Levi Morgan. I'll see you next time.